recorded.
Hello and welcome to another conversations on Awaz-e-Haqiqat, which stands for the voice of truth. I'm your host Chris Malika Bhadra, and depending on whichever part of the world you're listening to me from, today or tonight again, I'm going to be discussing something which we push our next generations for, but we don't address the issue enough. And this is a phenomena or an natural life process, if you will, which is known as the concept of arranged marriages in the South Asian subcontinent. For people who are listening from the Western world, arranged marriage is a process where your parents find someone for you, fix up the alliance, then you guys are allowed to meet. And after a few months, if all goes well, you get married to each other. And I'm joined by a very special guest. I'm joined by Madhumita Rai, who is a writer and cultural observer whose work explores the silent, often uncomfortable truths tucked into the folds of modern Indian life, especially as they relate to women, family, and the emotional cost of societal expectations. With a voice that is at once intimate and incisive, her essays offer sharp reflections on love, marriage, parenthood, and the messy in betweens that rarely get named out loud. On that note, a very good afternoon, Madhumita. Thank you for joining. How are you?
It's my pleasure. I'm good. I'm very happy to be talking with you on this topic. Let's see how
Yeah,
it goes.
the pleasure is all mine because I get to have you on this very, very important topic, Madhumita, as we said. All right, the first
Yes.
question is, Madhumita, we've briefly touched upon what is an arranged marriage.
Right,
How
right.
has this practice of arranged marriages in South Asia changed over time, particularly when we see increased globalization and exposure to Western ideas?
It has definitely evolved compared to how it used to be earlier.
Hmm.
Earlier, it was solely and wholly decided just by the elders of the family,
Yeah,
and the child's opinion came second or maybe third.
yeah.
Like even the meeting between the two families would be like a very big family affair. Like even if they are a joint family, all of them would be seated,
Mm,
and it wouldn't leave the couple to even like exchange anything beyond maybe what is your name, what do you do,
yeah,
what are
yeah.
your hobbies, etc. So that was hardly enough to get to know that person. So it has definitely changed. Children are getting married at a later age these
Hmm.
days. Many people have chosen like it has gone from early 20s to late 20s, early 30s. It doesn't matter that much anymore. Parents have also stopped pushing.
Hmm.
They are obviously, it is there. It will not change anytime soon.
Right.
Their ultimate goal is before we die, you should settle down. But they are a little more open to the idea of maybe dating the person.
Yep.
They don't mind if the child wants to go out and
Hmm.
like have a coffee, have a chat, have a conversation, get to know the person better. So they are open to that,
Hmm.
but they're not fully gone away into the background, but they are giving the children
That
a better
opportunity.
chance at, yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely so, yeah.
Thank you, Madhumita. Thank you for the opening conversation. But the question that I have for you is, um, we have different rings of the society. So you and I may
Yes,
be coming from that part of the society where parents have evolved, and we have the
yes,
luxury of meeting the person, dating, and whatnot. What
yes,
about
yes.
women or men, even for that matter, who are from a certain sector where you don't get that luxury, where there's not much awareness?
So
Has the
for
scene,
example,
yeah, go on.
yeah, sorry, you can continue, yeah.
No, the question is, has the scene evolved in that situation?
Yes, I will say it with some surety because, like we have maids who work for us. So now I used to have a maid,
Hmm.
and she was approaching 30. So her parents were looking for her. So even like even though she was not very net savvy, she was okay with me making an ID for her on the
Oh,
matrimonial
that's
site.
nice.
Ha ha. So I told her that you tell me what are you looking for. Although she was like little that we don't want to go beyond my subcaste,
Yeah.
but she was okay with the thought. Like even her parents wouldn't mind that. Yes, that is an option because earlier you would only depend on relatives,
Hmm.
even these people, whoever that they will start. But nowadays it has become relatives. In the first place, they are frightened to suggest somebody because they don't know how the marriage will turn out, and that
Yeah.
fear that if marriage doesn't work, we'll get blamed.
Yes.
So for that reason, many people now don't suggest, even if they know someone is there. They maybe they'll give a hint, but they'll not push it.
Hmm.
So it's up to the parents and the person who wants to get married, be it a upper rung or a lower rung. So I have seen this in my like personal experience, because I made the matrimonial ID for her. I clicked her picture, I uploaded it. I used to check the emails.
Amazing.
So,
Yeah.
ha, ha. So I know that they are also now getting savvier by the day,
And
thanks to the smartphone. Maybe I
yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
it's
Yes.
a good move as long as the people who are helping us, they're your domestic help, right? As long as
Yes.
they have that luxury to speak up for themselves, all good.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
we've talked a bit about internet and social media and exposure, right? But Madhumita, what are the other key factors that influence this decision basically to pursue an arranged marriage in South Asia today? Like, let's say family pleasure, cultural norms, or you, as said, caste problems as well sometimes.
Yes. 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 I believe caste is still one of the major pushing forces.
Hmm.
That happiness that she's married into our caste,
Hmm.
that tendency to think that she'll be happier,
Yeah.
or if the or for the boy's family, that if the girl who's coming is like supposing it's a Maharashtrian
Hmm.
family, they prefer if the girl who has come is a Maharashtrian, because the food will match, certain rituals will match.
Yeah.
Whereas if it is a Gujarati or another, maybe the food won't match. Like Gujaratis are known, some of them will not touch non-veg,
Hmm.
whereas Maharashtrian people will be having their
Hmm.
non-veg food. So food matters a lot.
Yeah.
So there are people who don't mind, like if it's a, they will only, but this only happens in love marriages,
Hmm.
where obviously you will, for a moment you'll say, okay, I will give up this thing. I will not eat in the house. Maybe I'll go out and eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that option comes in a love marriage usually,
Hmm.
very rarely in an arranged marriage.
Hmm. Hmm.
Huh.
The other thing I wanted to ask is financial security, Madhumita. As parents of daughters, I think they often look for a financially settled groom.
Yes, yes, yes,
Is that a relevant or an important factor when you want to seek out prospects for arranged marriages?
yes. I think it's one of the top
Topmost.
criteria. Yes, one of the top. Yes, what job he's doing is very important.
Mm,
Maybe like is it a transferable job? That they want that person to be settled in one place.
mm,
Although nowadays there are many jobs in which both the people are supposing doing. I have people in my family
mm,
who are both bankers,
yep.
so both are transferable jobs. So
Mm,
then it comes down to, do I take the promotion? Do I move to another city? Whom will the child stay with?
yeah. Yeah.
Uprooting the child every time, and it's
Mm,
not necessary at all that both the husband and the wife will get the same city.
right. Mm,
So they I have seen that in my family, so I can say that that also plays a role.
that plays a role. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Um, moving on to challenges, right? You brought about love marriage a while ago. So, what are the common challenges and benefits experienced by people involved in it, let's say arranged marriage, and how does that differ from those who have had a love marriage?
Challenges for an arranged marriage is not knowing the family,
Mm,
on at least not knowing the person even whom you are married to.
yeah.
There's a longer period of adjusting.
Hmm.
Whereas in a love marriage, you have dated for, say, 6 months, a year, 2 years maybe. So
Hmm.
you know a lot more of the quirks of that person.
Hmm.
You know certain things which you will not know in the
Hmm.
person who's a arranged marriage partner. So that is a difference, and that is one of the differences. And I think again, in arranged marriage, it all depends on whether the person is going to be living in a nuclear family or a
Yeah.
joint family.
Hmm.
That also matters, whether they'll be in the same city, different city. So situation changes person to person.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's never the same for everybody. They might be different city,
Hmm.
they might be same city, they might be same have, like in my building itself, like there are families who earlier started off with parents, two sons, two bahus in the same house.
Yeah.
Then slowly they have moved on. One
Hmm.
boy shifted to
They've
another.
moved.
So
Yeah.
the parents shift to both houses every 6 months or so.
Hmm.
6 months they stay with one son, 6 months they stay with another son. And another thing I've noticed in my society, at least where I stay, that a lot more girls' parents are also staying,
Right.
which is a change, a very
Yes.
big change.
Hmm.
My mother stays with me. That is because she's become a widow in 2019. Ever
I'm
since that,
sorry to hear that,
um,
madam.
yeah, the same city. Her house is under lock and key. We go and check the house, but she lives with me
That's good.
because for convenience sake.
Yeah. Yeah,
Any
absolutely.
change, I would have to run to her.
Mm,
So might as well stay under my roof when I have the option.
yeah,
So that change, that is
true.
another change which has taken place in the
Um,
people's ways of thinking.
just trying to
Yeah,
be a devil's advocate here, Madhumita.
yes, yes,
Some people have told me that sometimes there are more divorces in love marriages rather than arranged. I don't know the statistics here, but what
yes.
are some of the challenges that people who've had a love marriage had to face?
I think in love marriage, I would say it starts from, say, supposing they are like college sweethearts.
Yeah.
At that stage, you have no responsibility.
Mm, mm,
You're just coming, to college, going on a date, and it's
yes.
all rosy, all rosy.
Mm,
Then some people feel, okay, Shalona, let's our graduation is done. Maybe you found a job, because
mm,
job is important before marriage.
yes. Yeah.
So after that, then the job is done. Okay, 6 months into the job, you're permanent now. Let's think about marriage.
Mm,
So up till then, you're just on the phone, or just on a date for a few
mm,
hours.
mm,
You don't really start living together until you start living together. You will not know how it is.
exactly. Mm,
Yeah, level of adjustment. Like,
mm,
at that moment you'll see, okay, this is how he keeps his room, this is how he throws his towel. you know
yeah.
all that stuff you will not know until you stay with that person.
Yeah.
Be it cleanliness, be it hygiene, be it sleeping habits, be it gaming habits. They're like a vast things
And
which you come to know.
it's for the
Yes.
men as well, right? Sometimes women also have peculiar habits the men don't
Oh,
know
yes.
before.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Oh, some people have OCD.
Mm,
Why did you dump this here? Why did you
yeah.
dump that there? Yes, yes. So it is a period of adjustment.
Mm,
And that is, I think, I would say common for both. I mean, and on the
right.
contrary, sometimes people in a love marriage, they get more disillusioned, because they were, oh, when we were in love, this all didn't matter to you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Right.
that you were, ignoring this thing
Yes.
straight fine.
Yeah.
And so I think that is a difference.
Mm,
You
true. Yeah.
like
Got it.
before marriage, you ignore certain things, and after marriage, it starts, poking
It's
you.
yeah.
Yes,
You brought up a very important topic, Madhumita. It's like once you start living with the person 24/7, only then you get to see the real colors. So
absolutely.
that is like the Western world calls it the live-in relationship, right?
Right.
Um, can we say that even for an arranged marriage, it's really hard? But is the concept of live-in relationships, has that concept been accepted in South Asia, or does it still face a lot of stigma or resistance?
See, I think people are living in way more than they used to do earlier.
Hmm,
And nowadays, even girls are not working in the same city as their parents.
right.
So once they go and start living in another city, parents are either they try to turn a blind eye,
Hmm,
even if they know my child is living in with somebody,
hmm,
because at the end of the day, they think if it's going to end up in marriage, well and good.
yeah. Hmm,
Because for Indian people, it's in their DNA. That I
hmm,
don't know about other people, but I feel ki our goal is always marriage.
yeah.
So
Hmm,
even for that matter, as they feel, okay, as long as our relatives don't know or my neighbors don't know what my daughter is doing in another city, doesn't matter.
hmm,
So from that point of view, I feel they are more open, as long as no one is going to come back and give them that taunt. Oh,
right.
your daughter is living in with somebody, and basically the taunt comes from the part where they feel, oh, she lived in with him and now they broke up. That
Hmm,
also matters.
yeah.
That she stayed with him for 2 years and now she's going to marry somebody else. So mostly, I feel our parents care less about their opinions and more about the opinions of
Others.
neighbors and relatives. Yes, yes.
Hmm,
So that is also a very big influencing
it
factor
is.
in how open we want to be.
Mm-hmm. So, Madhumita, you're telling me that even in the 21st century, in 2025, we are
Yes.
still obsessed with what is the society thinking about it? Us?
Maybe lesser than before, but it's
We
still
are.
there. It's
We're still there.
not
Okay.
got wiped out. Maybe now our children, when they grow up and they become in-laws or parents, they'll be better off than us in their way of thinking. I
Mm,
see it in my child as well. So
mm,
I have a strong feeling that I am 50%. I've lost 50% of that. I'm still somewhat conservative,
mm.
but I know for sure that when my child goes into that stage as a parent or in-law, they will think way differently.
Amazing. That's
So
good.
maybe we are the last people thinking
People.
like that. I'm thinking so. Yeah.
But that also means that you've done a very good job at parenting. So hats off to you.
Thank
Um,
you.
I'll come on to a little grim part of arranged marriages now,
Yes,
Madhumita.
sure,
Is,
sure.
when we talk about when we are being looked at as a prospective alliance, as an arranged marriage setup, what are the common challenges or concerns or anxieties people face about arranged marriages, and what are the best ways to address those concerns?
See, the first, always, I think currently the rate at which marriages are ending in divorces,
Hmm.
like, what I feel, I have a lot of friends of my age, and we also feel about us that many things we ignore in our
Hmm.
partner
Right.
because we are like, oh God, never mind.
Hmm.
We'll learn to live with it. Whereas I feel the younger generation are not that easy to means they will not take it so easily. If they don't like something about you, either they will nag you to death or they'll leave you.
Hmm.
I don't want to take your bullshit anymore kind of
Hmm.
attitude they have. So and they don't mind that stigma. Like for them it is not a stigma. Getting
Right.
divorced is not a stigma. They are
Hmm.
like, why should I adjust?
Exactly. Hmm.
Yes. Whereas we, I think again, my age people, I'm like 47. My friends are like my age group. We discuss often that I think we are the last people, who are the okay, never mind, we'll make do with this person only.
Hmm.
Rather
Hmm.
fighting, divorcing, and finding another person, might as well adjust with this
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I feel that we are the last generation to think like that, and because we see the younger people in my
Hmm.
building itself, marriages break so fast, and within 6 months the parents are open enough to search another bride for their son, and they get the son married,
Hmm.
and they don't shy away from declaring it on social media. My son completed first marriage anniversary with his wife, so they are pretty open about it. They are not
Right.
shying away that my son got divorced or he got remarried or it is
Hmm.
his first anniversary with his second wife. They're open about it. They're
Hmm.
not being feeling ashamed about it. So it has changed,
It
definitely
has.
changed
Hmm.
people's attitude. Yes,
But that is the parents' point of view, that they want to get the child resettled, right? But
yes, yes.
often when if this is happening, a person has unfortunately ended the first relation and within 6 months entering into another relationship, do we give that person enough time to completely heal from the trauma?
Yes, I mean, I feel that they should not jump into a marriage number two or relationship number two, just because people are putting pressure on them.
Hmm. Hmm.
They are coming out of a traumatic relationship.
Yeah.
Unless it's traumatic, you don't think of divorce.
Yeah.
You have
Exactly.
undergone some severe trauma which has led you to this decision.
Hmm.
So I feel 6 months to 1 year is not adequate.
Hmm. Hmm.
You need to heal, you need to give yourself that time, you need to even think hard that do I want to marry again,
Yeah.
or
True.
am I happier without the spouse?
Hmm.
Because when you start fighting with somebody for small small matters, and then you realize that why was I fighting when
Hmm.
I'm happy as it is? Ultimately you want happiness and
Yeah.
peace.
Exactly. Yeah.
Marriage is not should not be the be all and end all.
Hmm.
Stress free life, peaceful life. Like if nowadays many ladies are working as well,
Hmm. Hmm.
so they are independent, they are not depending on your money.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want equal footing in every say in the house.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when that doesn't happen, people feel sidelined.
Hmm. Hmm.
It makes a difference.
Absolutely. One more thing,
Yeah.
Madhumita, I wanted to ask that since you brought up the concept of the matrimonial websites, right, for your
Yes,
domestic help,
yes,
for
yes.
people who are not aware, there's this concept in South Asia called matrimonial websites where you put up your profile, you put up your biodata just so that it gets matched to a similar profile and then you get the conversation going, mostly for arranged marriages. What are some of the dangers or concerns when it comes to having someone looked up at a matrimonial website?
Oh, these dangers are plenty these days. The biggest and very common one is married men being on there pretending to look for a girl,
Hmm.
then seeing that this person is vulnerable and gaining their trust, saying, I've got a business and can you help me with money? And
Mm,
then after this person has loaned them that money, the money does not come back, and
mm,
then that person deletes the ID.
Oh my
and
God.
disappears. That ghosting is taking place
Yes.
very
Yeah.
often.
Mm,
So that is a very big fear,
mm,
especially of vulnerable people who are maybe looking for a second marriage, especially for them, or who have crossed that golden age.
yeah.
You know, you're not of marriageable age anymore. You better
Mm,
settle for whoever chooses, swipes right on you.
yeah. Yeah.
That kind, yeah, yeah. So it is very scary for them, because even though they say nowadays that we are checking and we are vetting the people who are making their profiles, but in our country, if you can
It's
have
hard.
50 Aadhaar card, you can have 50 fake Aadhaar cards. So if Aadhaar card is the basis on which they have vetted you, and if that is only fake, so I mean, it's very scary out there because it happens to many people.
I often wonder, Madhumita, and maybe you can help answer that question and enlighten me. You also,
Oh,
if I'm a man, right? If I'm married and I'm kind of fishing out for innocent women,
yes.
what's going on in my mind? Why do I want to do that to an innocent woman who's done no harm to me? And I'm married.
See, I think there are a number of reasons why married men do this. One could be genuinely they need money for their business,
Yeah, but
rather than
this is not the
rather
best
than
way.
ask
Yeah.
I know, rather than ask a bank, or
Yeah.
the Vasuli gangs who
Mm,
come and stand on your head if you don't pay on time,
mm,
or the loan sharks.
mm,
That is one reason. One reason is they're not satisfied in their own marriage. They're just choosing this as a distraction.
mm.
That could be one reason. And another reason is just for the heck of it. Like, why not? You have the phone, you have the access. They have Tinder apps and they have all kinds of apps. That is their kind of, what do you say, flirting, but not flirting.
My
I'm
God.
not going out with somebody. So yeah, there are many. Like every day we open the papers or we go
Mm,
online, this kind of news is plenty
yeah, plenty.
of
Mm.
the bill ladies being conned, and people are like just coming up with new ways of conning.
Yeah, true.
I'm sending you a gift. You have to pay the customs on it.
Yes, I've heard of it. Yes,
And yes,
yes.
and the people are so gullible that customs amount, that bank account which you're sending it to belongs to that person. They don't even they become so blinded at that
Yeah.
moment that they don't even realize that the bank account I'm sending this customs amount to is belonging to that same person.
Mm,
So
mm.
you can't have a bank account without proper ID.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you are getting the money in your account, unless maybe it's cryptocurrency or something. But
Yeah.
it's people become so desperate at times.
Yes. Yes.
They
True.
stop seeing clearly.
So, thank you. Thank you so much for raising those important points, Madhva. Before I proceed, just a little disclaimer for the listeners. If any of you who are on matrimonial websites, as Madhumita mentioned, please double check on who you're swapping, who are you talking to. Make sure you've got the appropriate checks because, as she mentioned, there are a lot of people unfortunately being subjected to scams. Moving on, Madhumita, I wanted to know that, does this practice of arranged marriage, does that practice reflect social structures of power dynamics in South Asian societies?
Yes, definitely. It's
Mm,
the patriarch, male dominated society.
mm,
So yes, it is definitely there that lets us decide. It means even though like people are going towards open minded
mm,
behavior, but that thing still remains. It
mm,
won't get wiped out that easily. So
right.
like I said, it may get wiped out with my next generation,
Mm,
totally wiped out. Maybe people will start thinking absolutely differently. I
yeah,
have a feeling that they may not even marry. The
yeah.
people nowadays, they like not that interested in marriage at all.
Mm,
Maybe companionship, maybe like
yes,
living together,
that's
but
it.
for them marriage will not be important
Yeah,
anymore.
true.
It is changing. Yes.
But when you say patriarchy, Mandamita, you will see on a general basis, women usually talk more about, oh, you're not married yet. Are you still single? So are we saying that women also breed into this concept of patriarchy sometimes?
Yes, yes. People keep saying no, women are women's biggest enemies.
Yes, true.
Be it a mother-in-law or be it a sister-in-law.
True. Mm,
Very few daughter-in-laws will write praises of their mother-in-law that she treats me like a daughter.
mm,
Very few, very
mm.
few. I am not saying it's always the mother-in-law at fault. Of course, it has to be a two-way street.
Yes.
And maybe the daughter-in-law goes in with that mindset that she has seen all kinds of such things in our Hindi movies.
Mm, mm,
This is what mother-in-laws do. So maybe even a small act feels magnified.
Yeah. Mm.
And you are obviously, this is not your mother, so you will compare her actions with that of your
All
mother.
the time. Yeah.
Yes. A mother will, even if a mother tells you something mean, you will forgive because it is your mother. But if the
Mm.
same thing said in a much lower tone is said by her, it takes on drastic
Yeah.
proportions.
Yeah.
It matters who's saying it and in what tone and
Mm.
what is the frame of mind of that person at that moment. And also, I think whom the husband is siding with.
Yeah. True.
So, yeah.
Excuse me. But I think, Madhumita, our mothers, like mothers of daughters, play a very important role. Many a times when a woman unfortunately is subjected to domestic violence, she comes back to the mother and says, "Mom, I can't." The moms send the daughters back that it's okay, just adjust. As you mentioned, that they're told to just put up
Adjust.
with it. So I
Yes.
think that way the mothers also kind of play into patriarchy as well. That don't come back, just
Yes,
stay where you are.
they definitely do, because at the end of the day, they are afraid of the reaction of the male members of the
Yeah.
house. What are you doing? Why are you not explaining to her that she should make it work?
Mm, mm,
It may not be her sole decision. Her SOUL decision will be something else.
mm, mm.
From her heart, she wants to say, "Come back home, beta."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because her husband or her father-in-law,
Someone,
mother-in-law might
yes.
say,
Yeah.
"What is
Mm.
wrong with you? Can't you make her understand?" In our time, we used to adjust.
Yes. True.
We keep showing that in our times we did this very happily. That is a
Yeah.
very commonly used phrase, that in our time we didn't divorce. So now
Absolutely.
when I go online, I read so many comments about people saying that my parents were married for 40 plus years.
Mm, mm,
Now they are divorcing.
mm,
Now that the
mm.
children have grown up, they don't have anyone to pretend in front of.
Yeah.
They are going their separate ways, and they
Yeah.
are like, be happy now. And the children say, we are okay with this decision.
Mm, mm.
So even though that couple's parents might have not, agreed, the couple's children are okay with that decision and
Yes.
are, "Oh, you are killing each other with, you're cursing each other while living under the same roof.
Mm.
Might as well go your separate ways,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
decided. Maybe if it's a bigger house, it is sold and two smaller houses are
Mm.
purchased. So if you are not able to see eye to eye,
Just
don't
go
do it
on.
for
Yeah.
our sake. Because parents usually say, we continued living together for your sake.
Mm.
Children don't want to hear that anymore. That don't do it
Mm.
for our sake.
True.
We will get married and go away. You all don't continue living because you all think that it will affect us. Maybe it will
Mm.
do when you're really small, when the children need both the parents. But if the situation is such that you can't bear to see each other and are only
Yeah.
living for the child, then it's better to go your
Absolutely.
separate ways.
Yeah.
Yes,
Even in the Western world, Madhumita, this term has coined up very frequently. It's the gray marriages, what you mentioned. A lot of people in their old age are kind of separating because
yes,
they said,
yes,
"I'm
yes.
done. I want to live my life
Yeah,
as I can."
yes.
One last question before I kind of bring this to a closure, Madhumita, is what steps can we take to ensure there is a healthy relationship and there is respect and individual rights into a marriage?
I mean, I think it should start before marriage only. That the couple should have a, like, heart to heart about it.
Hmm.
That I actually, I've been, like, since I've started writing this, in the past 2 3 months. So, like, random, I just keep getting ideas. So recently, I just hit up on this idea
Hmm.
that there should be a pre-marriage questionnaire.
Oh, yeah, true.
It has to have all these important questions. It could
Hmm.
be financial, it could be about children, it could be about
Everything.
the intimate topics,
Hmm. Hmm.
everything under the sun. Whom will be celebrating the festivals with,
Hmm.
you know uh, like, every little thing which may cause a fight in future.
Hmm.
So what I did was, I based off my questions on things people actually fight about.
Yeah.
And I've just, it's just in my mind, and a bit like a rough copy online as well, I've made it. And I've written that this questionnaire should be answered with pen and paper, without looking at the phone,
Hmm.
and with both the people involved sitting in front of each other and
Yeah.
answering. No asking mama's opinion, no asking friends opinion, "Ki,
Yeah.
what should I write for this answer?" Your honest opinion.
Yes.
Not looking at Google and seeing what would be a good answer. No,
Absolutely. Hmm.
your answer from your heart.
Wonderful.
Because children is a very important topic.
Hmm.
Many people are, both are on the same page, nothing like it.
Hmm.
One wants two children, one wants three. One does not want children, one wants at least one. So that is also a very big topic which
Mm.
people are not that open. They
To
feel
discuss.
ashamed to
Yeah.
discuss
Mm.
children.
Mm.
So I feel this kind of questions, at least our generation is way more open minded. So they can be part of a questionnaire,
Mm.
which is again something which you can't discuss when you're, meeting with family.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so this questionnaire will come into play when you have decided, okay, we like each other, and the next step would be maybe dating for a few
Mm.
months and then an engagement. So I think before going further, deeper, and you answer this booklet.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
let's see our compatibility, because
Absolutely.
people do, just asking what is your hobby or something.
Mm. Mm.
It doesn't make it, because my hobbies keep changing every 7 months or six
True.
months
True.
I have a new hobby. So it
Mm.
doesn't make sense if I say I like reading books, I like seeing movies.
Mm.
That really doesn't answer
It doesn't
anything
add
about.
value, basically.
Yes, yes, yes. And this hobby is a very common question people ask each other.
But it's also
So,
important, Madhumita. Like for me, I'm a performer, right? I'm a dancer. Tomorrow, if my partner were to say, look, I have zero interest in this,
correct.
that will also be a problem. There has to be a minimum
Yes,
alignment.
absolutely. Right, right, right. So I feel this questionnaire kind of thing will
Absolutely.
help in that
Mm.
matter. So
Yes.
I'm hoping to release a book
Please
called.
do. Please do, Madan. I'm sure it'll be sold out in no minutes as
Yes,
long as.
yes. It will be like, 20 questions, 30 questions, not too many questions,
Mm.
but a main hard hitting ones, which
Absolutely.
make or break a relationship.
Yes, yes, yes. Please release it as soon as you can. One last question, Madhumita. On a difficult day, because so many things are happening around us, how do you take care of your mental health? And what would be your message to our listeners?
Mental health, yes, that is a very big topic now, and I'm very happy that people talk about it very openly these
Mm.
days. They are not, it's not a taboo anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks to even some certain celebrities who talk about it
Mm.
openly. And earlier it used to be mental means mental hospital
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of,
yeah.
psychiatrist means, gone
Mm.
case,
Yes,
that
true.
kind of situation. But yeah, mental health is very important, especially if someone feels, nowadays I feel, the moment someone feels I'm getting depressed, they are talking about it more openly.
Mm.
That be it on social media, thanks to this anonymous option, people use that option to pour their heart out,
Mm.
because they know my relatives are there in this forum, and I have that, I can talk freely.
Yes,
So they are
yes.
seeking more help, definitely seeking help. And what people can do is, basically I feel like, if you're in a job, 9 to 5 job, Monday to Friday, you have to start keeping Saturday Sundays for de-stressing.
Mm.
It could
Mm.
be anything you enjoy. It could be a Netflix binge. It could be a movie in a theater. It could be a walk in the garden or a mall. Or, with your close friends, if you have a small group, if you are married, you could choose that like a date night with your partner. If you have parents in the same
Mm.
city, go and meet. Like, you could just, make a calendar of sorts. Like how we make calendar of important
Yeah.
meetings, yeah, especially for working people, even for housewives, or people with small children,
Mm.
because you hear at the end of the day, the 24 hours are not enough.
True.
So if you chalk it out, I will do this, like I have
Mm.
4 Sundays free. These 4 Sundays are for myself,
Mm.
but the 4 Saturdays are for
Us.
meeting
Mm.
people or
Mm.
other thing, or like a couple who are
Mm.
feeling we are drifting apart, because couples are drifting apart thanks to the, after you come home, you want, don't talk to me now, let me look at my phone for some time. It
Yeah.
is, and you want to give them that space as well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't want to say, stop looking at a phone, look at me, because
Mm.
look at me doesn't work.
Mm. Mm.
Nobody wants to sit and look at each other anymore. So it's necessary to go together somewhere
Mm.
where you don't look at each other, but maybe look in the same direction with each other, kind of
True.
situation.
True. Yeah.
Watch a movie, anything, just some together time.
Mm.
And both need to work on it, not to leave that responsibility on one person.
Yeah.
I
True.
don't have time, why you don't book it.
Mm.
So okay, I
Mm.
will book it 3 times, but fourth time I would like you to take interest.
Sure.
It's like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Mm.
Madhumita. This was such a important, critical, and a heartwarming conversation. Thank you for your writing, and I really hope you release that booklet out soon. It's much needed. Um, for our listeners, so this was Madhumita Rai, and we discussed about arranged marriages, the concept of getting someone found for yourself through your parents, family, or websites. Please be careful if you're on those websites. Um, if you've heard us for the first time, I hope you had a lot to take away. If you are trying to find someone for yourself, if someone else is trying to find someone for you, and if you've heard us for a while, I hope you like the content that is out on the table. If you've got any thoughts or questions on this conversation or any of the previous conversations, you can always write to me at awaz-e-haqiqat@gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as well. On that note, thank you so much, Madhumita, for giving me an hour out of your busy schedule. I hope we can have many more of such similar conversations in the future. Till then, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much for having me on your show.
It was a
It's been a
pleasure.
pleasure. I
Right.
had a lot of butterflies in my
No,
stomach, but I think it
no.
went well.
Thank you. Thank you.